What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? We feeling all right? You got us feeling all right? La da dee dee da. Mactrax, Starkiller. Summer. True Yellow. Anthony Scott Jappy. Welcome to the show. AetherHub, the Charmed Hog, drinking beer. Welcome to the show also. Just getting set up here. Final setup. Yeah, we might take a look here at the Hydra fix. I actually have a really good idea for this one. Hey, what's up, Frank Faust? You're in jail? Jail or prison? There's a difference. Let's take a look here. Ah, you're a fucking screw. Okay. I visit jails every now and again. Can't say they're my favorite places. Can't say they're my favorite places to go. Jails and prisons. Depends on what I have to do. All right. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Okay, let me change that. Well, I don't normally work with kids. I usually work with adults. But I do work with offenders or addicts, generally. I do a lot of post-incarceration support. People come out of jail all fucked up in the brain. You know. It's something that we don't really think about too often. But you guys that go in, they do a 30-year bit. They do 30 years in prison. They come out, they can barely function. So our goal is to make sure that they don't reoffend, because a lot of times they fall back into their old habits. That's all they know. You know, this guy got arrested when he was 19, 20 years old for whatever he was doing, robbing a convenience store or whatever, and he went to prison in 1993. Now it's 2025 and he's got to come out. I don't normally work. I mean, I do occasionally, but we generally don't. There's better organizations for juvenile offenders. I work with anybody who is dealing with drug addiction, post incarceration, how unhoused, they're homeless, having transitional housing issues, if they're any kind of problem, we will pretty much take in anybody. We do help juveniles. That's not my area of expertise. Yeah, that's where hey, what's up, Nightmare? That's what I mostly do, is any kind of situation. Hey, what's up, Ulayaf? Well, you know, it's funny. There's a lot of advocacy to bring back. There's a lot of advocacy, and I think that even guards want a better good time system. You had a lot of places that took away good time. They took away good behavior time off. They said, we're going to do something called truth in sentencing. Basically, if you got sentenced to 10 years, you had to do the 10 years. It didn't matter. It didn't matter whether or not your behavior was good or bad or not, which sounds extremely punitive and rough. And they want to be tough on crime. You know, they want to be, yeah, these criminals, we're coddling them and giving them good behavior time. Well, the problem is that when you go to prison and there's absolutely no reason to behave other than they'll put you in the hole or not put you in the hole, the one thing that most people who are incarcerated want is to get out. It's the biggest thing that you have to encourage people to act right, program, work on themselves. You know, anything like that. So when taking away someone saying, hey, you know, I know you got 10 years, but you could maybe get out in 8 if you programmed and behaved well and, you know, did drug addiction counseling, and, you know, you did drug program, and you did a jobs program, and you got training and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, it absolutely makes a big difference. But people came in and they said, well, we don't want that. We want truth in sentencing. We want people to do their full sentence. No good time. It really was detrimental. It was a very, very bad law. You know, so yeah, but that's what I do, is I try to get people back up on their feet. Listen, a lot of guys, I know people are scared of ex-cons, man, but man, most of the people I work with, especially if they've come to our organization, they're trying their damnedest to do their best, man. They're trying, they're out there every day fighting and struggling to do their best. You know, they wouldn't have come to us for help if they didn't want to make it. So, you know, we're happy to help them. And we have people that are not even incarcerated. They're just at risk. We have people that are, you know, like I said, they're unhoused or they're addicted to drugs or something like that. You know, and we're consider them at risk of, you know, they've completely kind of lost control. So that's what I do in my day to day. Actually, I had a support group earlier today on Sundays. I run one of those classic, you know, folding chair support groups, you know, of everyone, how's you doing? How you doing this week, man? Let's do a check-in. How you feeling? I understand you're having some problem with your PO this week. How's your job? We do a classic, I facilitate a classic kind of roundtable support group for anybody who had previously been incarcerated. I do that on Sunday evenings. So it's always funny to stream Death Toll. Oh, I can link you to that one, Nightmare. Well, what I always tell people is this is crime prevention. Police show up after a crime has happened. Police are law enforcement. It's right there in the name. They don't really stop crimes too much. They mostly show up after a crime has happened and make people kind of you know, you know, stop. but they don't really prevent it. So we want to get people that have the highest risk of offending. We want to give them the support so they don't offend. We don't want more crime to happen. So that's our goal. That's always kind of sell it to people, is that this is real crime prevention and public safety work. Yeah, you know, POs, they're a mixed bag. Sometimes I've had people be real professional, real, you know, absolutely consummate professionals. You know, they're doing their job. They understand what they're doing. And then I've gone to places and they're mad at me like I did something. I'm like, bro, I didn't do shit. I'm trying to meet my client. What are you giving me the third degree for? Like I did some shit. So yeah, I know that some of them are real, can be a real asshole, but for the most part, you know, especially the counselors. I work with a lot of prison counselors, especially working on people's post-release plans. I have to deal with the prison counselor or the release department to talk about what we're going to do with this guy. Where can we house him? You know, how can we get him transportation or food or whatever that may be? They're usually always very professional. The individual, you know, the individual POs can be give or take. They can be give or take. They're like I said, they're like mad at me. They're giving me an attitude. I'm trying to come in with a binder full of, you know, I have a folio full of paperwork, man. I don't know why I'm just a civvy. I don't know what I'm getting the third degree for. Anyways, enough about my job. You guys get me monologuing forever about the work I do. Yeah, for-profit prisons are terrible. They're horrible. Yeah, they're horrible places. It's a lot of people don't know that when they open up a for-profit prison, the government, the state, or the local municipality guarantees the prison they will keep it a certain percentage filled up. Isn't that fucked up? So if they say, hey, we're going to build a for-profit prison in your area, it's going to bring jobs. That's what they always sell it as. It's going to bring jobs. So they put it in and they go, okay, well, we'll build it here and we'll bring the jobs to your area. But it has to stay at 80% capacity or 90% capacity, or you're in violation of your contract and we can sue you or get monetary. So now the state or the municipality has a monetary incentive to arrest as many people as possible to put them in prison. And the way that it's for profit is that the state pays them for the incarceration and the inmates pay for all of their services, usually extortionary prices, $2 a phone call, $3 a phone call, $10 for a bag of coffee, you know, for commissary food, or, you know, they give them a radio or something. It's $100 for a radio. You know, so they're extorting essentially the families of the prisoners to improve their very basic amenities and necessities. Oh, you want them to have shampoo and better shampoo, better soap, better food. You want them to have phone calls or like I said, a radio or something like that. You just pay and pay and pay and pay. So you're taking a lot of money from the area. That's what they run for profit. Generally, people who go to jail come from backgrounds that are not very privileged. So you're already taxing poor people, disenfranchised people, or low income people more to help try to help or communicate or stay in contact with their incarcerated loved ones. And it's all for profit. It's not going to the state. Normally, if it was collected by the state would turn around and use that to, you know, use it as state funds. You know, so these are just going directly to a profit. So it's really horrible. It's really, really horrible. Sounds like Illinois. Well, it just so happens that I work for, it just so happens that the charity that I work for is headquartered out of Illinois. So is the university that I work for is from Illinois. So yes, I'm very familiar with the Illinois DOC. I've been to a bunch of those locations. IDOC. I know IDOC. Oh yeah, I know IDOC. I've been driven around a lot of farmland, looking at nothing, going to different IDOC locations. Yeah, everyone is tired of Monument. Anyways, you guys gotta get me stop. Otherwise, I'll talk for the next 2 hours about my job. Maybe I'll do a stream and Ask Me Anything stream. And we'll talk a little bit more about it, but that's let's delete this. I don't need this one. Do. Yeah, Isn't Monuments getting old real quick? Yeah, you live in Illinois. Oh, what part? I used to live in Illinois. I don't anymore. I still work for the company, or the charity rather, and the University of Illinois. Do I like my job? I do. It's very difficult, but I do find it rewarding. Like is a funny word. My job is necessary. I feel a calling to it. It is not an easy job, but it has to be done. So, you know, enjoy. Am I having a fun time? Not really. But it's rewarding in the way that maybe exercise is rewarding. You know, maybe you're not happy about it, but you're glad that you did it. You know, I think that's the best kind of way to kind of describe it. Would it be better if I was making $200,000 working in marketing? Probably, but I'm not doing that. But we don't need more people. We don't need more people working in marketing. Oh, okay. I know where you're at. I used to live in Buffalo Grove. I lived in Chicago proper for a while, actually in the Loop. But then I moved to Buffalo Grove. Okay, let's talk about it, guys. So, I want to bring attention to this deck right here. This comes to us by way of our Discord, specifically from our Deck Doctor submissions, from Run Mr. Starkiller. Okay. Now, he says that he needs help refining this to make it more competitive. It's a Hydra deck. He needs to make it more competitive and quicker at getting mana out and your Hydras out. He says there's no removal, but it's supposed to be a beatdown deck. So this is the structure that he's built. So I saw this one and I immediately knew the problem. Now, I don't know Mr. Starkiller. He might not have the wilds to put into the things that he needs to put in. However, we can refine it down and give alternatives of how to make this a little bit tighter. Because I absolutely see what he's trying to go here, and I do like the idea that he has of getting Hydras out. But we are repeating ourselves a little bit here. Now, I want to say this about deck building, and this is a piece of advice that I always tell people, and that is something you should consider. If there's one thing you take away, your deck should do two things. It should do one thing great and one thing good. Okay? You should have a main plan and a backup plan. A lot of times when decks only do one thing, they do it amazingly, but we have a problem of, that's when you get these decks that go, well, when it goes off, but when it doesn't, it doesn't. These are where you get these decks that are sink or swim. Now, you can build a deck like this, focus on getting a win with something like Mossberg Hydra. But if we're only focused on Mossberg Hydra, we're not looking at the other ways that we could get it across. So the main thing is we're going to cut a couple of the unnecessary cards. Now, I don't know. People are asking questions. Why is this here? Why is this here? This particular person, Starkiller, may not have had the wilds to put everything that he wanted to in. So he may have filled it up with other things. However, we do need to cut the fat a little bit. Walls of Bossing say, I like that it gives everyone indestructible, but it's just too expensive for what we're trying to do. I don't think that even with Badgermole Cub, it's worth putting down that quickly. We're better off going with Spot in Indestructibility or Hexproof. Sunstar Dreadnought, I don't really like this in here either. So we're going to have to cut a couple of these. So let's cut the artifacts first. Hero's Bane is an interesting Hydra. I don't think that it's I don't think it's the worst Hydra. I think it's not that good. It's gonna go in the maybe pile. I'm gonna put it in the sideboard because we may come back to that. Nobody ever really plays it. Now here is where that I want to talk about two different cards of various variety. Doubling Season is a very good card and it actually features a Hydra on the art. The question is, are we going to have enough mana to get this out to go harder when we do? I say possibly. If we up the Badger Moles and we go with some other ramp situations, we might be able to get Doubling Season out, and it could be a very, very useful card. I think that this is probably going to be a twofer. I think that that is probably the only one that's going to be a twofer right there. Badger Mole itself, to give everyone creatures you control with 1/1 trample, I feel like we can get a cheaper version of that out, so I'm going to put that in the sideboard. It's not the worst idea, but it's also maybe a little expensive. Now, the thing about landfall here is we don't have that much landfall in this. Ride the Shoe Puff and Bristly Bill are kind of repeating each other. We don't actually need that many. I think that maybe, especially if we're upping the amount of Badger Moles, we maybe don't need that many Bristly Bills. So we definitely want to up the amount of Badger Moles. That's kind of going to be essential. Do we need that many Ice Till Explorers to double the amount of landfall abilities or play extra lands from our graveyard? I don't think we do. I don't think we need 4 of them. I'm going to cut it to 3. Enduring Vitality, if we're already going with Badger Mole Cub here, if we're already running it with that, we don't really need the extra mana. So I want to cut Enduring Vitality. Now, Warden of the Grove, 4 of, and Mossburn Hydra, absolutely 4 of. And I think it was a very smart idea to include Earthbender Ascension here. Okay? I do think Earthbender Ascension is a solid 3. I think that that absolutely is a 2 of. To clean the rest of it up, Goldvein Hydra is a must here. I do think that we have to include a lot of Goldveins. Now, it is a mythic rare, but I think it'll be worth it. Wildwood, less so. I'm going to cut Wildwood just slightly there. I think we don't need that many of him. Again, between Shoe Puff and Bristly Bill, I kind of like Bill more, but we can split the difference so we're not taxing too hard on the wilds. Druid of the Cowl is an interesting choice, but I think I do want to go a little cheaper than that, especially with Badger Mole being what it is. It is a cheaper option, but I think we can do one better potentially here. Shared Roots is Shared Roots is potentially maybe, that's going to be a big maybe. I think we could put 2 of them and see how it flies. Definitely 4 Llanowar Elves. I think that that's a smart idea. But we basically want to get as much land and mana down as quick as we can, so we can play big Hydras and hit them really, really hard. And I do think that there is an argument to be made for Trample. Do we need Shared Roots if we are having so much Fabled Passages? I think that's probably going to be a sideboard. Cut that there. So let's look at some other cards we can potentially add with Trample, or to add Trample across the board. I am Bogbrew. Don't worry. I'm orating right now. I'm just speaking. I'm kind of in presentation mode. Leyline Weaver, now that's an interesting question. Leyline Weaver might not be a bad idea here. Because we are doing Sting with mana value 4 or more, which could be Goldvein Hydra or that. But also the main workhorses we have aren't value 4 or more. They're Mossberg and Warden aren't value 4 or more, so I'm a little concerned about that. That could be in the maybe pile. With a big enough Hydra, but it won't go with our biggest ones. So Gnarlid Colony is each creature you control with a 1/1 counter, and it also has trample. That's a good one too. Baloth is a good early aggression, but I don't know if we want to do that. The main goal is to get a lot of mana and big hydras, especially Goldvein. A dead gold vein is worth its weight in gold, especially if we're going really, really hard on it. We also might want to go with a finisher, like a big monster, a big trample monster. You would be surprised at how well you can do with a big finisher, like potentially a even something like a Craterhoof Behemoth or a Volborn Tyrant wouldn't be terrible. 1 mana Chocobo? You know, I kind of want to get some Hydras down before the Chocobo. I don't want to go standard. We want to stay with the Hydra theme to see if it'll work. We don't want to just turn this into kind of the stock standard landfall deck. We want to kind of make it snazzier, snap it up a little bit. Craterhoof might not be a bad idea, but that's another mythic rare on top of that, and I'm trying not to tax him too hard. Let's see here. 23 lands should be fine. Basse Sing. I think cut a Basse Sing. 22. Okay. Earthbender Ascension. Okay. Let's talk about potentially doing a Snakeskin Veil. I think we probably need to run a lot of protection on this. I still warn in the grove to be near instant, but I want to encounter. I also think we're probably going to need that Trampler to make sure that we can get across with anything else that we're running. Gold Vein, Ice Till, Warden. How many creatures do we have? 27 creatures, not bad. Glacier Cindermaw is an interesting concept too. I actually do like that card. I think that we could probably get away with we could probably do some Bushwhacks. Yeah. Let's take a look at this version. All right. So this is going to be our prototype. We'll run this a couple of times and see if we can make it work. Surak the Hunter's not a bad idea. So let's see if we get the fixed version. Let's take a look what we have here, guys. Bogbrew, how you doing? Asmarang, did your fleet... I'm eventually going to get to everything. But I literally did a fleet deck last night, Asmarang. That's why I didn't choose it for tonight. We're going to see if this works. Thank you for coming, Jappy. Duly appreciated. Okay. All right, not a bad early play here. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Whoa, Black Betty. Asmaran. It's always ready. Asmaran. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Cub Scouts. Voyager. Okay. Resolve. What is he gonna do? My turn. Green, that's 5. Let's hit him for 5 right away. Yeah. See, that's great for early pressure. The gold vein is great for early pressure. And if he kills it, I get all that sweet, sweet loot. I get all that mana, which is nice. Paleka Worm is uncommon and it tramples. Paleka Worm might not be a bad idea. Boom. Hey, what's up, Nachito? The turtle 8/5 have synergy with the Hydra because if she dies, it makes 20 treasure and you can make a 20/20 Hydra. Interesting. I never thought of the turtle. Alright, let's do Zishu buff. Zishu buff. Bush. Yeah, gold vein is a lot of heat. Gold vein is a lot of heat. Boom. Earth Kingdom Jailer. Oh, he's going to try to get me here. Oh, he's going to take Ice Steel. Okay. Got him. All right. Okay, so Gold Vein was the MVP there. I think that Gold Vein is going to be a must-have, unfortunately. I know Starkiller, this would be rough on your wallet, but maybe we'll get you some packs for your inconvenience. Let's open this real quick. Hey, what's up, the Smacks? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Ulialoth, did I say hello to you, Ulialoth? Seth Jones. Welcome to the stream, Seth Jones. TJ, how you doing? Never said hello. Bog Brew. Who said they finally caught a stream? Yeah, the meta fucking sucks right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Oof, that's a mulligan if I ever saw one. That's way better. It's not great, but it's better. That's why I don't want too many bosses. Bosse will fucking betray you if you let it. You'll end up with too many in your hand. Let's do this. Okay. Artifacts? Probably artifacts. Do not become addicted to utility lands. They will betray you, and you will regret their absence. All right. Here was something that happened to me on Twitch. Is MTG stream. What happened? That sounds bad. That sounds bad, Summer. Probably a low-level sweep. No? Didn't want a low-level sweep? Okay. Let's put down Warden of the Grove. Okay. I don't trust that he's not going for the wipe here. That's the other thing. I don't trust that he's Oh my goodness, where did that happen, Summer? That sounds terrible. Were they being serious or were they just fucking with you? Let's push in. Boom, boom. Okay. I can't imagine that this guy is going to let this go on any longer. I'm sure that he's going to wipe. Mods, help. I spilled my juice. I spilled my juice, mods. He's going to go in. He's going to hit me and then run the sweep. No, he's not. Okay. So we're going to try this then. If he's got the 3, okay, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're going to do for 3. Let's do this. Because if he has a tell no lies, we can still counterspell it. There we go. Maz, I spill my juice. Help. Help, Maz, I spill my juice. Let's do this. Let's put it in. Let's see what he wants to do here. Boom, boom. Gives me the treasure. Hey, what's up, Catfish Possum? That's part of the reason I don't think I would really enjoy having 1,000-person chat. Is that it becomes essentially you have to outsource all of your moderation, which is wild. It's not ideal. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Let's put down you. Actually, I don't want to put you in there. I spilled my juice, mods. Is he going to run the sweep? Also known as the supermarket sweep. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 banger. I'm sure there's another one coming. Whatever it is. Yep. Auto pay. That's why we counterspell it. That's why we have the money left over to counterspell. That's why we do what we do, folks. That's what it's all about. Guys, I'm getting better at baiting. Now, I don't know what you'd say my power level of baiting is. What level of skill you say I'm at. I knew he had that no more lies, bro. They always have the fucking no more lies. They always have fucking no more lies. You always have to have that extra mana ready. Boom. We'll hold the schwack for right now. We'll hold the schwack. He's running allies. Doof. Let's do you. Witness protection, wartime protesters. Ooh. Not bad. So let's do that. Do we want to do the Mossberg pump? We'll do the Mossberg pump. I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Going in. I'll take the hits. Ah, that's what we're looking for there, folks. That's where the cheddar cheese is at. That is where the cheddar cheese is made. Let's put down the Hydra. We'll stay hydrated. Like to stay hydrated. Got to drink your water. Stay extra hydrated. Isn't it weird that we get the word hydration, Hydra, all that shit is from actual Hydras? Like, that's what it's referring to. Because Hercules killed the Hydra and shoved its head into a bunch of places. And now we have hydration. Boom. 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 Double block. Okay, extra hydration. Think we're in a little bit of trouble here. Somebody must have run an allies deck. I don't think I'd get two allied decks in a row just off of fucking GP. I don't think that would just happen. He might have a pump here. If he's got a pump, I'm just gonna die, so. Okay. How's about we go with... How about we go with a 5-banger? See if he counterspells that. Push. Boom. And we say... a creature I control fights creature I don't. Boom. And then we search our auto pay for basic land. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed completely what you were saying, Summer. I got locked in here. I'll talk to you in 1 second about it. Let's do this. Also, I have my chat windows backwards, so I'm not seeing the right ones. I think they're trying to do the infinite Doc Orok. Is that what they're trying to do? I think that might be the case. Yeah. No, one of them has summoning sickness, so we're not dead. Oof. Do that. Let's see what he's got for us. Great Divide. Great Divide type of guide. Is he going to push with everything? Or is he just going to hang out? Okay, we're gonna do this. Mill a card. It's a 2-mana spell. Yeah, if X equals 0. Hydras will work. We're making Hydras work. We're staying hydrated, folks. We're doing our best to stay hydrated. Let's do well. Now we might be dead. Well, there's Doc Orok. We need some sort of breaker here. We need something to break the ice, as it were. No, I think we're dead anyways. Yeah, we're super dead. Yeah, we ran out of creatures. We just kind of got overwhelmed. All right, well, it was our first loss. Washington. It's done, goblins. Goblin D's. Well, Summer, you're fine here, Summer. No one's going to tell you to be banned over and over again. There are some streamers who just have generally pretty hostile chats. Especially being a new person, They come in pretty hot. People come in pretty hot on the chat. We are going to lose this, so we're just going to scoop. Hey, what's up, Solid Geo? I generally like to keep things pretty affable here. Which is why I don't like people using really mean language and slurs. There's some streamers that encourage it. Be as insane as you want to be. My chat. That's what their promise. Similar, yeah, something like that. Are you gonna kill that Llanowar? He should. You should always bolt the bird. Ooh, you gonna get rid of the Mossberg pump. The Mossberg pump. What? You didn't say anything. You didn't say anything, Bogbrew. What did you say, Bogbrew? Did you say a slur? There's no war in Bossing Say, by the way, guys. Just FYI. In case you were trying to say that there was, there isn't. So, just I want to make that perfectly clear. Washington. Jay's the #1 faggot moving. Ooh. Okay, we get you. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La da dee da. La da da dee dee da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, it's because Snow keeps listening to TikToks with that one little snippet of it. Hey, what's up, Autumn Harvester? Oh my goodness, Autumn Harvester says, I'm going to come in, I'm going to like, and then I'm going to fucking leave. Later, nerds, and then fucking gets on a motorcycle and peels out. He whips fucking stunner shades out of his leather jacket, whips them out and snaps them. And he goes, I like the video. Later, nerds. And they came down like this, by the way. I like the video. See you later, nerds. And then he took off. Motorcycle engine revving like crazy. That's what happened. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. What's up, M-Dog? You guys didn't know I had sunglasses that I could make descend. Deal with it. Well, deal with it. We're gonna put down. You can't believe how bristly this bill is, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're not gonna even believe how bristly this bill is. If I told you, you wouldn't even believe it. Cash grab. Probably roots. House grows hungry. Who's he going to target? Bro, you know I got that thing on me. I keep that motherfucking thing on me, bro. Try me like that. I keep that motherfucking thing on me. Poof, poof. We'll get rid of Ice Tail. I don't give a shit. Alright. What's he going to run after here? He could have 2 removals, which would suck, but I think he needs to start building his board state now. Wow. It's a lot of fucking, a lot of money in that shit. Let's do this. Let's go in. Pop, pop. Could be a sweep. I think I saw a sweeper in there. It is exile the graveyards. I'm a little worried about the sweep. The 5-drop sweep, especially if he's gathering evidence. But we do have Bossing Say out. Mossberg Pump will be good too. A land and a Mossberg Pump wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He could Urgent Necropsy. Well, he can't. He can't Urgent Necropsy me that bad. Yeah. It's only gonna be that. Do I have anything in my graveyard? No. Oh, okay. There you go. Goldvein Hydra and Badger Mole are going to be your friend here. Cut out some of the dross and just go for pure ramp, as that's going to be the... Let's get into the weeds here a little bit. Let's get out there. So far, we have done quite well for ourselves with this deck. It's been a nice hot, thick deck with a good curve to it. And, you know, nothing makes me happier than seeing a nice, hot, thick deck with a good curve. I'll be honest with you guys. It's one of the best things. It's one of the best things out there. Anyone will tell you that. Ooh. I'm not happy with this, but I'll go for it. Especially when I'm not on the play. Sucks. Bad thing to open to. Because he'll probably have some way of dealing with fucking Badger Mole. Okay. Let's put down Shibuff. Zeshubuff. Okay, he's just gonna go with 80 bajillion Spyglass Sirens. That's his plan. Pretty good plan. Let's try this. Okay, let's do that. House Grows Hungry. House Grows Hungry is good. I don't know why it got thrown by the wayside. It's a pretty solid 3-drop. I don't really get why people kind of discarded that card very quickly. They kind of just all were like, ah, fuck House Grows. I mean, I know it's a little expensive for a removal, but also it's just good though. Like, we're in a bit of a pickle here, guys. We're in a bit of a pickle. Let's do 3. We're not getting mana. I need to add another mana into this. I'm also not getting mana drops as quickly as I'd like, which also means that we're gonna die. Yeah, we're not getting mana drops quick enough. We need to make sure we get 24. Hey, what's up, FU Lewis? FU Lewis. Okay. I go first on this one, which is nice. Your middle name is Jay. Your name is FUJ Lewis. That's pretty good. Zilos88, who I hope you were born in 1988. I would probably direct you to look at your screen currently. Would be your best bet. Oh, Landfall Brawl decks. Oh, okay, now we're talking. King Boomy. Get King Boomy out there. I think he's your best Brawl Lord. Landfall Brawl Lord. Yeah, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion. Oh, all right, let's do this. Boom. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, let's make Badger Mole big. Landfall Brawl. I haven't done a brawl deck recently. Oh, he comes in with the Stormblood. Oh my goodness. We are obviously not ready for prime time on this. I think I got to invest harder into ramp. That's going to be a big part of it. Target land I control. We'll do that one. And we'll say target creature fights creature you don't control. Boom, look at that. Mossberg. No Hauntwoods. Yeah, you should kill that land. It's a good idea. You figured it out, buddy. Random encounter. What's he gonna grab there? 4 damage to any thingy. We kill the Mossberg. Gonna go in. Boom. Got him. You really don't know how to play any style? Well, I'm glad you learned. There are on my channel, there is introductory decks, there's basic decks, there's standard, there's a couple of brawl decks. There's a lot of different things available for you on my channel, so I hope you stick around and we can learn a thing or two. As a matter of fact, this deck right here was a fix-it deck for a viewer who wanted to know how to build it a little bit better. Do you think we're getting all the Infinity Stones and the Infinity Gauntlet? I feel like that's a lot of cards to use on this next set, guys. I feel like that's a lot of fucking cards to use. Because we only have one Infinity Stone. So we're getting 5 more Infinity Stones and a Gauntlet. We're getting 6 cards that are Infinity Saga. It's a lot of fucking cards, man. Alright, he's ramping too. Oh my goodness. No, we're fucked. He went first and he had this. We're fucked. We had no fucking chance. This is basically a flawless hand. Starkiller, do you know about my economy deck, bro? You should be able to generate at least 4 you should be able to generate at least 40 packs a month. Generally speaking, you should be able to get that. Win fast and negate stuff? That sounds like red. Magic does move a little slower than Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, that one Infinity Stone doesn't see that much play. I don't think it's that powerful. You know. Okay, Llanowar. Okay, so we're locked in a fucking Llanowar loop right now, and they're going first every time, which means that they'll likely win every single time too, which is not ideal. Thank you for following Phoniv. Welcome to the show. Let's do... What do we want to do here? Should we just get Villainy right away? Should we get Thick and Villainy immediately? Yeah. Boom, boom. Okay. If you like to win fast, try starting with red. Ooh, I see you. Yeah, he had no options there. We came out really quickly. I think Goldvein is definitely the MVP of this deck. I think for sure it's Goldvein by a mile. That is the real heavy hitter. Let's open some packs here. Boom. Got some wilds. Boom. Oh, the last Phoenix Fleet airship. Look at that. Let's spend an orbs. Orbs, man. Earthbending lesson. Firelord Zuko, Rise of Sozin. Oh, I have 2 orbs. I think we gotta have to do some of these fucking sick ass fucking Azula sleeves. All right, let's see if we can get on our grind here real quick. Krenko is very good. Hey, what's up, Totally Henley? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Okay, I go first. Put you down. I have a feeling that he's going to kill whatever I pop out there, so we're not going to do Badger Mole until we can snakeskin him. That's what we're not going to do. Because that's what he's going to try to do to us. Gonna get out Badger Mole. Put you out. Oof. And we're going to say no thanks. We're going to wait. Because he's going to try to pop him. He's going to do his damnedest. Ooh, not bad. That's pretty rough right there. So, we'll do that block, that block. Oh, I couldn't tap for land, huh? Oh, I can't play anything because of Voice of Victory. Well, I fucked that up real bad. Let's do this. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead because I fucking forgot about the secondary Voice of Victory, which is like the 3rd time that I forgot about it, by the way. It's like the 1,000,000th time I forgot about that Voice of Victory hit. Brutal. Dead. Again, with no early removals, this is going to be an uphill battle. The best thing that you can hope for is that you can ramp out of control very quickly. That's kind of the best case situation. To just pump through the fucking roof would be the best bet. Okay, that's a really good hand. Although they do go first, which I'd love to eventually go first one of these days, but you know, shit happens, I suppose. Optimistic. Seam rip. Shit. Yep. That's the 1-2 punch right there, folks. We're going to have to wait till we can get Badger Mold with the snakeskin, and we'll do it. You see how quickly, man, like, if you don't have turn 2 removal, like, they try to fucking get you, bro. Like, for real. And with no kill cards, I think we're just always going to kind of be behind the 8 ball on this. Our best case scenario is that we can ramp really hard. We do have our Bushwhack, which we can wait on. We're going to do no attacks, end turn, because he's going to try to grab me with something. He's going to play Sheltered by Ghost or something. We'll have to fucking get that out. Ground entryway. Okay. Yeah, the only way to stop him is basically get rid of that card. And there's no way we can do that. No attacks. Yeah, with no early removal, we're going to be really behind the 8 ball on this. We're going to be really, really fucking far behind. Best case scenario is you have to throw a million removals at that. Yeah, that's fucking terrible. Down to 2 that quickly. Never had a chance. Mossberg Pump. It's not going to get us anywhere. It's not going to fucking get us anywhere. Nope, not going to get us anywhere. Really, really, really hard to get off with them on the play and us having no removal. Honestly, I wish we still had that other Hydra that we could play, but we're gonna be in for a tough battle here, guys. Especially if they're on the fucking play. Our best option is to run out early. That's our biggest strategy. Is just to blitzkrieg. Is just to absolutely swarm, push so much shit down so rapidly that they can't deal with it. And if we get heavy hands like this, it doesn't happen. We have to have that really, really, really aggressive plays early on, which I'm a little concerned that we're doubling up these Hydras and we're not playing the best deck that we can play. We're also just not getting enough mana either. We're kind of mana starved. It's the Authority of the Consuls. Yeah, we're really. I'm not happy with this in ranked. There's a better version of this out there somewhere. There's a better version that just doesn't use Hydras that much. I think that the MVP is probably going to be the X. I think doubling season is too slow for this current meta. It's just too damn slow. The only way that works is if you're running a meta deck. I think that probably your best bets are to do the Mossberg early on. Let's push in, see what he wants to do here. And Gold Vein is going to be your biggest pump. Gold Vein, with the amount of mana that we're generating, is going to be the biggest hit. He's going to sweep. No? Okay. So let's do this. Let's do that. Because that's going to be the most recoverable. That's going to be the most recoverable taking a hit. Wildwood, I don't know how much value you're going to have with that. There's the sweep. We knew that was coming. See how many more he's got. Probably a million, if I had to guess. These colors probably is all sweeps. Time Stone is obviously going to be blue and give you an extra turn. Boom, boom. Chico Suave. Probably another sweeper. Ah, Revelation. Yeah, I don't think that we can ever. There's a better version of this that just doesn't use the hydras that are so slow. I think we're just never really gonna get the. I think that we're probably just never gonna get the advantage right now. Right now, with this meta, it'll work in unranked. Will it work in ranked with this current meta? Probably not. They're gonna gun you down too quickly. There's too many slow cards in this, and people are running such control. See, we're not gonna beat this. We're just not gonna beat this. Like, no matter what, if they go on the play with this, they're gonna fucking kill you. That you don't have you just never have it, because they're gonna either counterspell that or kill it immediately with one of the lessons, so they can build lessons and put down Grand. See? Boom. It's just never going to happen. For unranked fun, it's fine. I don't think this is ever going to be a ranker. I think that there's one landfall ranker, and that's probably the mono green aggro that you've seen with Ouroboros. I think even probably better is going to be, even probably more efficient is going to be the Gruul. So let's do that. Let's do no attacks. Let's do that. Yeah, I mean, in unranked, you're going to have a good time in this. If you're looking to hit Mythic with this, I don't think it'll ever happen. And that's just me being real. I'm just going to be 100% real with you. It's probably not going to happen if you're trying to hit M. Let's take the 2. Oof. Because it's just too dang slow, unfortunately. Hillbilly, how you doing, man? Monument. Oh, Sephiroth stack, okay. See, as long as he has these 2 out, he wins the game. They're a win con. Because if you can cast one thing, you can basically get almost an infinite loop. I think that is the biggest issue. Do that. Yeah, I think doubling season is overkill. By the time doubling season is going to have any payoff, we should have already fucking killed them by that point. We should have already fucking annihilated them. It's just going to be overkill. By the time we can get it out in turn 5, we're better off putting a creature or doing something else. So. Okay, a little bit more on there. All right, let's change a couple of things and see if we can't refine it even farther. I hate just making it more mana. I hate just making it more of the same, but that might be what is necessary. If we're on the play, we almost always win, by the way. We're at a 75% win rate on the play. The problem is we've only been on the play 4 times. So I think doubling season is an outski. Honestly, I don't know how good Ice Till is either. I think we put another one of those in there. 23 lands on a 20. All right, we're going to do this way. We'll try it like this. Okay. Buggerman, 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 Buggerman. No attacks. End turn. Okay. Cash grab. Do I have a human knight deck that turns them into angels? I mean, kinda. Can I say kinda? I kinda do. Is he gonna pop? That was a good choice. Boom. Boom. Your best bet is going with an Orzhov and then go with you do an Orzhov and you go with a little something called what's that shit called? Angelic whatever. And it turns everyone into whenever they die. So go with an Orzhov sacrifice and it'll turn them into angels when they die. It's a little slow. Again, my biggest issue that I'm going to tell you about every single deck you've ever heard of for the rest of the game is that it's a little slow. That's everything forever. If you can't get your win con ready by turn 4, you're basically gonna die. And this guy is ready to kill me immediately. He's got Bringer of the Last Gift and Terror of the Peaks. on top of it right now. So if he has Cravo, he just wins the game. Which is what I'm talking about. You're not even going to have a chance to cast a turn 5 magical enchantment that is going to fucking get you to the point where you can win the game, because he's going to do this on turn 4. You see what I mean? You're never going to win the game if you're never going to get anywhere if they can do that on turn 4. It's never going to happen. Question, I'm new here. I also have a newish Magic and Arena. I've been trying a very silly green stompy deck. Inside out, I see more experience mono green. I have a lot of mono green decks on my YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I can point you to one right now. That worked quite well for me. Check that out. Boom. There you go. All right, last one here. We're probably going to lose this one too. Current standard is just extremely hostile to this type of deck that I'm running. It's just, again, they're either going to kill everything you turn out, or they're trying to get their win count out by 4. And that's insane. That's fucking crazy work to try to do that. So it is a bit of an issue to try to beat that clock, so to speak. Like here, I have no ramp. I go first, but I have no ramp. And basically that I may as well just be fucking stuck in the Stone Age at that point. So that's the biggest problem. But welcome TTV Luminos. I welcome you to our chat. Okay. Boom. Llanowar Elves. Okay. Push. All right. That's not a bad idea, Luminos. Earthbending is kind of the new hotness too, so just be on the lookout for that, because Earthbending is quite effective. Quite effective at doing a lot of the things and getting more and more lands at play. So there you go. Hey, what's up, Mr. Cthulhu? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Alright, we have to take some blood dipped. We have a pip to play with, as they say. Goodbye, Mr. Cthulhu, were you the one that said that you were at... I've been laughing about that all day. You told me that someone at work actually heard the original song, Goodbye Corpses, Goodbye Horses, by Lazarus Q, and they were like, oh my god, that's the song that Jay sings. And they didn't even know that it was a real song, they just thought it was something that I did. It wasn't you? Okay. So that song has infected multiple people. Because I sing Goodbye Corpses. We just had the other day, we had somebody basically go, I didn't know that that was a real song Jay was singing, and then it came on the radio. My coworker was listening to it on their fucking Spotify shuffle or whatever the fuck they were listening to, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking Goodbye Corpses. It's called Lazarus Q. The actual song is called Goodbye Horses. I sing Goodbye Corpses when I'm playing Corpse of the Lost. So watch your mono black sack, totally cool deck. Hey, thank you so much, MTG Hillbilly. I'm glad you like looking at my sack. That's good stuff. So let's do bossing. Let's put down Shoe Puff, because I know they have a counterspell in there. It's called More Human by Karl Casey. Let's put down this. Draw that counterspell out. We gotta pull teeth with Blue. If he doesn't want to play anything, we're gonna make him play things. Thank you, Mr. Cthulhu. I like my taste in music too. It's mostly informed by 90s and early 2000s shit, if you can't tell. Which, as we all know, is the best era. He's finally going to throw a counterspell on there. Yay, we did it. Go in. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, he still hasn't played anything, which is fun. It's a fun time for us. We love our do-nothing kings. We love a do-nothing king. We stand a do-nothing king. Boom. Push that in. Into the blood again. Let's do this to draw out more of those counter spells. I like 80s music too. I'm not against 80s music. I just happen to be more focused on I mean, Goodbye Horses is from the 80s. It's from 1988. Serpent of the Past. Okay. We'll try to get you down. Alt off. Very nice. Okay. Serpent of the Pass. Okay. Warden of the Grove. Nice. What's up, John Q? John C, not John Q, John C. I was thinking of Lazarus Q. Boomerang basics, very nice. Go for no blocks here. Serpent of the Pass again. Draw a card. Nice. Waterbending Scroll. Take one out. Oof. Do no attacks. Accumulate wisdom. He doesn't even have all the lessons yet. This is really boring. John Q, amazing movie, yes. Heart transplant. Spoiler alert. I'm tired of spoiler alerts, guys. Can I tell you? I'm low-key tired of spoiler alerts. If you're that interested, watch the fucking thing. If it's that important to you, watch the damn thing. People complain about spoilers 5 years after the fact. Brother, if you cared, you'd have watched it. That's how I feel. Fuck them. You know what I mean? It'll quench you. Should we do it, or is he gonna counterspell us again? There we go. Well, what are you interested in playing, my guy? That's going to be the real question. What are you interested in playing? What appeals to you currently? Yeah, control is an interesting one because while it is effective, you do have to contend with it rotting your soul away. So that is a problem. You do have to contend with control just eating away at the nature of your being and the concept of goodness as a whole. He is probably going to counterspell that. Auto pay. Or do that. Accumulate wisdom. So how many knockbacks does he have? That's going to be the question here. Do that. Yeah, and drawing everything. Oof. I bet he's got an Aetherize or return all creatures to your hand or some shit. Do this. Oof. Earth and you. Get a wide board there. Nice wide, thick board. Earthbend you. Let's do that. He's waiting for me to go all in so he can Aetherize me, and I'm not going to let him do that. Oof. Hey, what's up, Omniralis? Welcome to the show. Drank. I will drink. Washington. Oh, we're fucked now. He got the fucking flyer. No. I have no doubt in my mind he had an Aether Eyes in his hand, and we would have done nothing there. We do have a vulnerability to flyers, which makes me think we might need an instant with reach. All right, last one. So far, it's been a mixed bag. It did fine in rank, but we're whenever we on the play, we do very good, and whenever we're on the draw, we don't do good. Oof. That's a shit hand right there. That's still a shit hand. It's even a worse hand, really. Yes, I'm doing best of one. Buzzing. Collector's Vault. This is going to be a reanimator. We'll do this. Oh, we have to cap that. Search. Find a land. We're going to wait. Oh, what are you building? What kind of command are you building, my guy? Do this. Boom. Red Firebending Student or Mono White Aggro deck still good in Standard? Yeah, Mono Red is not as good now that Mimi is gone. But it certainly is powerful. It certainly still does have its places. I have one of those as well, by the way. I do have a firebending deck for you on ranked. Frank and Fawcett. Okay, what's he going for here? We have the snake skin. It looks like he's going to run a reanimator. Besiege the mirror. What's he going to grab? He gave me that back. He's going to grab something. He's going for something deep. Phoenix Fleet Airship. Nice. Nice. He's going for the full fucking Monty here, huh? That he could go for the wipe. But we'll see. He could just go for the sweeper. Very well much might do that. Yeah, Day of the Black Sun. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're gonna hold steady on this. Okay. He's gonna make a treasure. He can sacrifice that treasure and double the amount of things he has there. Tolls of War. Very nice. Nowhere to run. Who's getting it? Why would you not duplicate that? That way you could get a third one and then you get even more out. I don't understand that. That didn't make any sense. The power 2 or less can't be blocked. So we're gonna go with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 8. So we're gonna do a 7 banger here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna put you in. Push, push, push. There we go. He's gonna pilot another guy. But I get to take out his tokens if he doesn't want to block. Interesting. Interesting conundrum we're stuck in here. Pop. There you go. He could go full sweep. He could go full sweep. Elspeth. Okay. I think he's kind of I think he's kind of not going to get where he wants. Gets double the amount of tokens. Okay, so I think he will have the fleet up and running then. Because that will make 2, that will make 2, that will make 2. Yeah, he'll get the fleet up and running with that one. He will get the fleet up and running with that one. Elspeth is what he was waiting for. That was the worst thing we could have gotten for him to pop off. Because that'll make 2 tokens, that'll make 2 tokens, and I'll have 9. They'll all be fucking flying. Which will be the problem. Oh my goodness, no, he didn't sacrifice anything? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, step bro? Yeah. I don't know why you didn't crack that. You would have won the game. That was a fucking punt and a half right there. Holy shit. My man completely fucking punted. Holy shit. Complete and total puntage. Punt world victory right there. God damn, bro. He could have sacrificed a treasure for doing nothing and would have gotten double the amount of for each double. He would have had 9 ships on the board. My goodness, man. How did he not knew? That was the whole point of the deck, wasn't it? Okay, absolute last one here, folks. Absolute last one here, folks. That was like the entire point and purpose, correct? Yeah, Alex, I think that you can invest in. I mean, I try any of my decks. I think that you could probably go for just about anything and have a good time. Mono Black is solid right now. Orzhov is fun. Really just depends what you like, you know? He misunderstood the triggers. Maybe. I don't know why you would make that deck and not understand how Elspeth and the ships work. Like, that's like the main... That's like the whole point, is we need Elspeth and the ships to work. Like, this is the core thrust of the deck is, let's make Elspeth and the ships work. Let's do that. Let's do no attacks, end turn. Oof. Okay, he's gonna do targeted removal, I'm almost 100% sure. Oh, Bender's Water Skin. Untap. Add 1 mana each thingy. My turn. Okay, so he's probably going to run Rest in Peace. He's probably going to run a sweep here. Or he's going to just die, one or the other. He's probably going to run a sweep here. Which, you know, fair enough. Nope. That ain't it, bro. Solemn Simulacrum ain't it. Okay. Now it's got to be a sweeper. Got to be. Got to be a sweeper. I'd be say it's the craziest thing that ever happened in our life if he doesn't fucking sweep us right now. Omniralis. I've never played Sigurd Jarl. Sigurd Jarl. I never even heard of him. Oh, he's a fucking Assassin's Creed boy. Okay. You may cast this card without paying its mana cost. What's he got? Yeah, I don't think that's it. I don't think that he's got what he thinks he does here. So he's gonna do this. He's gonna activate that. Surveil. It's at 2. Resolve. Day of Judgment. Oh, very nice. Nice. Good one off the top right there. Do that. How often can he do that, though? That's going to be the real question. Only got 4 of those. Oh, very nice. He's got played 2 of them already. Hedron Archive. Let's do you. Slivers. Draw 2 cards. Create slivers. Authority of the Consuls. This guy's playing so fucking slow, it's driving me nuts. Bossing Say. Gets rid of that. Very useful. Boom. Treasure map. It's the scry. Interesting. The washy tongue fucking Slow ass fucking resolution here. Hey, what's up, Nikolai? How you doing? Push. This is just gonna fucking take forever. It's the worst thing about it. It's just gonna fucking be really slow and boring. Ultima, very nice. Yeah, sure, man. That makes sense. Hey, you got another one back. Look at that. Ooh, very nice. Authority of the consoles. All right. Well, that was the forever game. It took forever, but we did eventually beat him by him accidentally Ultimaing himself. Like a Nissan Altima. And you hate to see somebody get hit with a Nissan Altima, man. Thank you, Miss Kitty Kate. Well, we've done some work on this deck. I think we've got it about as good as we can. Which is something, right? That's about as good as we can ask for. So we did do a little bit of deck doctoring here today. We did fix it up. I hope you like the fixed up version of this. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you love it. We're going to leave it right there for tonight, guys. And yeah, with this is the modified Hydra. The Mydra really is what it is. Rides Zetshupuff. Yeah, he was very, very proud of himself for that one. 40 people here and 24 likes. Guys, I'm having a severe like problem on my channel. I hate to keep talking about it, but literally I need twice as many people to fucking like the videos or the channel's just going to go under. And I'm being honest right now. If twice as many people don't press the like button, the channel is just going to be over. It'll probably end after Lorewyn. So I know a lot of you already like, but I'm just letting you know. If we don't get about 25 to 50% more, they're just not going to be a channel anymore. We can't have deck videos coming out with sub 100 likes, which is what I was getting 4 years ago. It's just not going to happen. The algorithm's never going to recommend anything to anybody at that rate. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, if we're getting 80 to 90 likes on a video that has 3,000 views, YouTube ain't gonna recommend that to nobody. So if you haven't yet, I'd really appreciate it. If you don't want to, you just want the channel to go under, just keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, we're gonna leave that one right there for us tonight, guys. and we'll rage you out. We'll rage you out. I guess we were going to see Gobbler last night. I guess we'll go see him now again. Now. A little bit of Deck Doctor. All right, that was the first inaugural Deck Doctor. We're going to have to do a little bit more of that. I don't know if I'm going to put that up tomorrow. I might edit it a little bit. I'm going to see what I want to do. I don't know what I'll put up tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Please, for the love of God, when you watch the video, like the video. If I had 10% of you liking the video, my channel would be enormous. It'd be huge. Because if we get 5,000 views, we don't get 500 likes. We get 150. So when you do that, YouTube says, oh, people are watching this, but they don't fucking like it. They don't really care about it. They're not engaging with it anyway. If people don't engage with videos, we don't recommend them to people because they won't engage with the advertisers that they put on the video. So that's the problem. That's the biggest issue. So if we don't get engagement, we don't get it. We don't get engagement. We don't get a channel. We don't get recommendations. We don't have a channel anymore. So that's all I'm asking, guys. It's free and it helps us out immensely. Adios, everyone. Here is the last video in case you wanted to see that one. That is the YouTube channel. That's the latest video to go up. We will see you, and say hi to Gobbler for me. Good night, everyone.